Hello there. It's update for week 2. It's the NFL Survivor Pool Sprapp, and we've done work on the file. We're sitting here with Emily. Say hi, Emily.
Hi.
Yes, Emily doesn't give a rat's ass about football. So we're going to finish this as soon as we can. And here's the story. We've updated the file, which you're looking at. I have two different versions of the file on this device right now that I'm recording on. I have the one that's related to last year's stats. That's this one called 2017 NFL. And then there's one that's related to just using week 1 stats as the end all be all of the entire year to determine your favorites for week 2. So let's use this new information first, and then I'll show you where there's some problems with current data and where you might want to revert to 2016 stats instead. So let's go down the line. We need to get at least 12 of these 16 games right, hopefully more, to get back up to hopefully close to 75% here in week 2. So how are we going to do it? Well, let's start with Arizona and Indianapolis here. And Arizona did not play well in week 1, but Indianapolis played worse. And so Arizona, there's a projected score there of 35-22. Arizona beating Indianapolis. Arizona's probably a pretty good picker because Indianapolis really came out terrible in week 1. So, yeah, that's the story with that game. Atlanta and Green Bay. Now, here you have a slight favorite of Atlanta, and the score is even a little screwy. Atlanta is home, which is giving them a little bump here. You can even see that the team reference score, it actually has Atlanta losing the game 17-16, yet they're an 8% favorite in win strength. That's telling you that there's a toss-up here, and the reason why Atlanta is being favored is simply because they're at home, and maybe they'll win 17-16. So keep in mind that the predictive scoring is just an estimate, and it really shouldn't be followed too heavily. But but Atlanta is the favorite there over Green Bay. It's mostly due to it's really close toss-up, but they are home. Now, the Ravens shut out Cincinnati in week 1, and so they're favored over the Browns. That's probably a pretty solid pick. Buffalo had a solid week 1, but Carolina played well, and Carolina's favored in this Buffalo game, like 18-12 is what the projected score there. Tough one, but I guess Carolina, I mean, it doesn't reach that threshold of what I think to be 25% or more of win strength where you're more confident in it. But Carolina's favored there. The Bear-Tampa Bay game. Now, you cannot use what's in this file for the Bear-Tampa Bay game as any reasonable estimate. The reason why is Tampa Bay has no stats. Wait a minute, no, Tampa Bay does have stats for week 1. It's Tennessee and Miami that don't. Never mind. You can use that. So the Bears suck and Tampa Bay sucks. And the Bears are slightly favored, but it's a toss-up there. 9-12. So yeah, I don't like that game either, but somebody has to win. So now you got the Thursday night game, which is going on right now. And I have the Bengals favored slightly at home. That's also a toss-up game. A lot of tough games this week. I actually liked Houston in this game, even though this file says Cincinnati by 2%, because I don't like a team that gets shut out in week 1 coming back for a win. I think they're going to have another week before. Maybe they'll get a field goal this week. Now, the Browns, right? We like the Ravens in that game. Dallas, slight favorite over Denver, 20-14 in that game. I bet you we're going to be close on that game. Look at all these close toss-ups. The Lions are a huge favorite over the Giants. The Giants had difficulty with Dallas, and Detroit just ran over somebody last week. Who did they beat? Let's go to history. Detroit beat somebody. There it is. They won 35-23 or 35-23 over Arizona. Not a terrible team. So you look. Detroit is, I think, the pick of the week. I think they're my lock of the week right here. It's either going to be Detroit, Oakland is solid. Oh yeah, the Rams over the Skins. Forgot about that. We'll get down to that in a sec. But yeah, Detroit is a good pick. If you think about teams that you want to pick in survival, Detroit is not an obvious pick. They're away though against the Giants, but still, I like them. All right, Packers, Atlanta, we talked about that. Texans, Cincinnati tonight. Who knows what's going to happen, but nobody's going to score. Indianapolis, Arizona. We like Arizona, as we said. Okay, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Don't pay attention to that. The 72% doesn't mean anything because there are no stats in here for Tennessee or Miami because they didn't play in week 1. So that's where there's a problem with this file. And I'm going to show you, by looking at the other file, a more reasonable estimate for those two games. Jacksonville and Tennessee. and Tennessee. Jacksonville is actually an underdog to Tennessee, even though I think Jacksonville got a win in week 1. This is based on 2016 stats. So be careful. I'd say just stay away from those 2 games with Miami and Tennessee because you don't know what you got. A team that never has a bye in week 1 and they accidentally got a canceled game because of a hurricane. So try to stay away from it. But if you had to pick somebody, we have conflicting information. Jacksonville, yes, or Jacksonville, no. I don't know what to do there. I'll give you a final answer before Sunday on what my pick actually is. It's probably gonna be Jacksonville. I don't know. All right, the Chiefs over the Eagles. I do like that. I think the Chiefs are a better team to knock off the Patriots in week 1. So I do think they are going to beat the Eagles. Look at that, 30-29. Interesting projected score there. Right, Dolphins and Chargers. Don't pay attention to it because Dolphins didn't play in week 1, so we don't know what that is going to be. According to the other file, Miami is about a 6% favorite over the Chargers based on last year. So it's still like basically a toss-up. So I can't really give you too much good information on that. Vikings over the Steelers. I found that interesting, and that's with the Vikings away in Pittsburgh. Vikings had a good week 1. Pittsburgh got by Cleveland, but whatever. So that's interesting. That I think that a lot of the money would probably be on Pittsburgh. So to take Minnesota in that game, there are some numbers supporting it. Is an interesting call. And then Patriots are not favored against the Saints. What? Because they let up so much in week 1. So now, according to last year's stats, the Patriots would be a 52% favorite of the Saints. The Saints also lost in week 1. So what do you do with this? I think that the reason why the Saints are favored is because the Patriots are away and they lost week 1. So you see it looks like almost a toss-up, but I do not like that -4 sitting there, and I do think the Patriots are going to win that game. So let's talk openly about that. Giants, we agree, are going to lose to Detroit. The Raiders should beat the Jets. The Raiders should beat the Jets 24-14, it's saying. I like the Raiders in that game. That's another great pick. Your 3 teams that you like. You should take probably Baltimore, Detroit, Oakland, and the Rams. The reason why the Rams are going to beat the Skins is because the Skins suck. And the Skins are not a good team, and they have trouble. And they're going to a place where LA put up like 46 points last week, and they're hosting the Olympics, and the weather's nice, and the women are hot, and that's just the way it is out there in California. LA didn't hear that. Now, so that's what you ought to do. Pay no attention to those Miami and Tennessee games. I'll get you some final picks, but these are for all the subscribers here, and this video is going to become unlisted on Sunday, so I'll probably have a snapshot of what my final picks actually were. But that is where we are at. So if you remember anything, remember the Ravens, remember the Lions, remember the Raiders, and remember the Rams. Wow, that's a lot of R's, right? Raiders, Rams, Ryans, and Ravens. Right? All right. Well, yeah, that's what we have for week 2. So hopefully we get this cleaned up. Teams actually play a game. And week 3 will be a little cleaner file. So we are out for now.